Hey everyone, it's Bailey from Making Up the Midwest, and this is going to be a 60-second review of Benefit's Stay Flawless 15-Hour Primer. This primer comes in a stick form. It looks flesh tone but applies relatively clear to the skin. It's kind of thick and slightly tacky to the touch. The directions say to apply this all over your face with your fingers and then apply your foundation on top of it again with your fingers to ensure the two really meld together and do their job properly. A little insider tip from salespeople that I've heard and other videos here on YouTube is to quarter off your face and apply it that way, applying it say in this lower corner and then going in with your foundation before this dries. Otherwise it becomes a sticky tacky mess and it doesn't do its job properly. I recommend you follow those directions because I applied it both ways and found that applying it all over, giving it a little chance to dry, really just does not do this product any justice. I also found that applying with your hands is a must because I prefer applying with brushes. That was the first thing I did, and you can see brush marks over this kind of like crazy. So applying with your hands removes those brush marks, gives you a much more natural finish. So to really test this out, I wore it with Maybelline's Instant Age Rewind Eraser Treatment Makeup, a foundation that on me has a really glowy, natural, beautiful finish that I love, but it gets progressively dewier and runnier. Just by the end of the day, it's almost non-existent. So I thought this would be the perfect way to put this Benefit primer to the test. My first run was a little disappointing. You can see in my after picture that I developed some shine and product wore away in my T-zone and in my under eye area. Now, I do need to tell you that a portion of the discoloration in my under eye area is actually due to an awful mascara that I recently removed that literally melted off my eyes. So you'll have to disregard some of the effect of that, but for the most part, the product just really wasn't there in my under eye area. And I still, again, developed all that shine. So then I went back, and if you read how they got these 15-hour results, it was actually them with the study group, and they had the study group use their Oxygen foundation, this primer, and then a setting powder on top. So I went back, redid this whole thing with a setting powder and got better results. I noticed less excess shine, but I also found that it wore away again in my under eye area. So as a means of comparison, I thought I would put it up against one of my favorite holy grail foundations in terms of both coverage and wear time, and that is the Revlon Color Stay Whipped Foundation. At the 12-hour mark, which by the way, all of these final photos were taken at the 12-hour mark, I noticed that worn alone, without primer, without setting powder, the Color Stay Whipped Foundation looked very similar to the after results of pairing the primer with the foundation and the setting powder. So overall, I have to say that this is probably not the miracle product that I thought it was supposed to be, and definitely not worth $32 for me, just considering that if I had to choose 3 products to pile on top versus one and get the same results from each, even if they're not stellar, I'm probably gonna go with the one, because at least I might be able to put a setting powder on top of this to help prolong the wear throughout the day. I do want to mention though that a lot of people had stellar results with this, so maybe my personal experience is the result of not really needing a primer in the first place, as was kind of seen with this little experiment. So perhaps those that really this is their last resort, they need to find something to help their foundation stick, this might very well be worth it for you, but I don't have a skin type that lends itself to showing you that. So just keep that in mind. This is not for me, but it could very well be for you, and I'll put a link to where you can find it in the info bar below. Hopefully I managed to make this close to 60 seconds, although I surely doubt it. If you made it all the way to the end with me, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!